Hey traders, John Howell here today. What's going on with the metals and miners right now? Obviously the gold, silver, the gold mining stocks, and also the silver mining stocks got hit pretty hard today. And I believe that this is nothing to be freaked out about. In fact, I truly believe that the coming short-term dip that may be happening right now it's going to be an incredible buying opportunity. So let's get straight into it, guys. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty, traders, let's get straight into it right now. Before I start, guys, if you do need some help with your trading, grab access to my trading course. I'm giving away free access, free membership access to that trading course on the screen right now. Link in the description. So it's for free, guys. So let's have a look at this here. So let's actually start off with the good old, gold and silver first. So gold today, very big drop to the downside. Now, I actually believe, guys, I really believe in the big picture things here, okay? I truly believe that what we're seeing right now in the markets, in gold and silver, is going to be an incredible buying opportunity, right? This little freak out, little baby wow wow cry cry that's happening with the markets right now. I don't buy it whatsoever, guys, because I really believe that. Now, what I do believe is that we're probably likely to see some more downside to come, right? So if I'm looking at, say, for example, gold. Okay, cool. Let's look at gold as on a weekly chart here. So the first thing I do see is indeed this here. So I would say that there's a trend line coming through here, and there could be a good chance of this coming through here, right? So we could get a bit of a chance of having a pullback. Now, look this is where traders, one thing I want you to do is always be looking at that weekly chart for the overall trend, right? On the daily chart, we can get like lots of small little lows and highs and so on and so forth. But if we're trying to see, okay, what's going on right now? Is this just the pullback? Is it a trend continuation? Is it a complete reversal? Is it a change in trend? Like, what is it? And so the thing for me, I'm always looking at, okay, if I know the market is, bull markets go in what? They go in phases. They go through moves up, then they go through a bit of a profit taking phase. They go through moves up, then they might go sideways, and they go for moves up, okay? So in the back of my mind, I'm always saying, okay, then if the market is doing what it's doing right now, which is dropping, okay? Let's just say, for example, next week we get something like this going on with gold. What is, if let's just say, for example, that did happen, right? We got more of a drop, right? People freaked out. We had another 4 or 5% drop on the downside in gold. Now, what is that? Okay, so this is the thing I'm always asking myself, because as you know, right, it's people that can really see the forest from the trees, and I had the weekly chart, really get a much better understanding of what this actually is and what it could be for a really good move to come. Okay, so to me, as I said before, what happens with bull markets? Bull markets, what? We go up, we have these counter trends, the drop is against the trend, which is then creates the higher low, and away we go, right? So look at this here. So for me, if I'm trying to do this here, and one of the most important things for me as a trader, right, is to remove my emotions. Like, okay then, yes, I'm part of gold and silver, right? I'm actually part of a lot of markets right now, right? But looking at the gold and silver, this drop right now, without my emotional involvement in this, right? Hoping we're going to go up. What is this right now? As we speak right now, let's actually take the red bar off here. As I speak right now, what is actually going on? We came up high, higher low, had a big move up. Now we're doing this through here. So to me, this drop on the downside that we saw on the daily charts, right? If you look at the weekly chart, you're like, there's actually not much going on here, right? See what I did here? Firstly, I did what? I just went to black bars, didn't I? A lot of the times, if I'm looking at candlesticks like this, and you see that big bars like this, big bar, and you're so close you're so close to it, you can't see the big picture, right? So for me, obviously the red and green candles is going to create a lot of emotion, right? So for me, if I'm trying to remove my emotions from the actual market, it's like then, because as you know, if we can remove our emotions as much as possible and see the market for what it's doing, then we can make much better decisions. So therefore, I like to look at black bars and also look at weekly charts. Because why? Because now I'm looking at this from a weekly chart perspective, I'm like, okay, well, this is just going sideways right now. And to me, so I had two schools of thoughts in my brain there. Firstly, if we do get a drop to the downside, it's probably going to be a high low. Then the other thought that came to my mind was this. As you can see, there's actually a bit of a support level coming on through here somewhere, okay? What I really do believe is going to happen, if we do, let's say for example, we get more downside coming next week, we get another big move on the downside, okay? What I do see is that if we do get something like this going on, I believe that's going to be a bit of a short-term false breakout to the downside because it's just going to be a trend continuation, okay? Because as you can see here, we had higher low. If this is just up and this is just that's going to be a higher low, what's probably likely going to happen if we do get more downside coming next week, we get something like that. There's all this major support level, so it's going to break out to the downside, as you can see. But then I really believe that's going to be followed through with something like that, and then it's going to be the slingshot pattern. So for me personally, and for you guys, an investor shouldn't really worry about these short-term swings, okay? You buy, hold many years, let it go. For a more trading opportunity, this is one of the patterns I want you to keep an eye out for, right? Which is the false breakout. Now, what would that look like on the daily charts? We can see the line through there, and we can see the line through here. Okay, cool. So now let's go to the daily charts. What would that actually look like on the daily charts? Well, we can see a few things here. Firstly, we can see what? We can see we've been in this channel for quite some time, and now we're going to move to the downside. So the thing I'll be watching for is this, okay? So remember, see what I did there, guys? I went to the weekly chart first, right? And now, because the weekly chart, I'm like, oh, now I see things more clearer, what the overall picture is doing. Weekly chart is king, guys. If you trade in the daily charts, that is meaning because from the way that I personally trade, guys, okay, the way that I personally trade is I'm always trading the last half an hour, maybe an hour per day, and I'm looking for opportunities today. I'm looking at the daily charts, and I'm always looking for opportunities today to get in on, to hold for a few days, sometimes up to 3 or 4 or 5 weeks. Like I had a trade at the start of this year that lasted 5 weeks because it kept making me profits on the upside on this particular trade, right? So that's the type of trade. That's the type of trade I'm looking for. I'm not looking for really short-term moves. So therefore, I'm using the daily charts, and I'm also using the weekly charts as combinations to identify these setups that, like right now, guys, there's plenty of good, amazing setups that if they do start to really break out, they could be the start of some really, really, really big moves, right? So just understand what you're doing. In that free trading course, guys, I teach you the actual, I teach you my trading system for free, right? So if you want to learn the actual trading pattern I look for, then you can do that in there as well too. Now, if you'd really like some coaching from me, where every day you're with me every single day, and you can see what I'm doing, and I'm coaching you every single day for an hour, hour and a half every single day, and be part of a small group of 10 to 15 traders, because that's all I got to do, a small group. If you want to be part of that, and I'm coaching you every single day, this is a really intensive program, and you are struggling and you really do need some help and guidance to get through these rough and tumble markets, then that second link in the description there, guys, click on that, and I'll personally call you to see if you're a good fit. Now, as I said before, it's only a small group of 10 to 15 people right now, 15 or so max, when everyone shows up. So it's only a real small group, right? I like to keep it that small as well too. So if you'd like to join that group, I'm very, very selective. Then fill out the application form, guys, and you may be a good fit, especially for the rest of this next 6 months. There's going to be so many amazing opportunities. And the one thing I do say to you guys is that if you don't educate yourself on how to identify these amazing setups, as you know, just one really high quality setup for the next 6 months could potentially make you 20, 30, 40 grand, $40,000, right? So what could it mean to you over the next 12 months, over the next 10 years? You could potentially be missing out on $1 million worth of profits only because you just really don't understand how to really identify good quality setups when they do come around. So And that's obviously what my coaching program's about. And obviously my free course, right? So we can see here, we have this sort of sideways movement from here, right? So if we do get a movement on the downside from that through there to there, what does that actually mean? Okay, remember I said before, is this going to be a false breakout? If we do get the follow through, then I'll be watching for what? So now we have, this is the major level of support, and that's the level through there. If indeed we do something like this, we hold, and we start to come back up and start to come back up like that, right? That would tell me what? False breakout. But what is this overall? Remember the big weekly chart, right? Because this is why it's so important to say, okay, what's on the weekly chart? We're in a strong upward trend. This is just a short-term pullback. So to me, on the big picture, I just see what? Down, higher, low. And I just see this overall on the weekly chart being what? A higher low. So therefore, there could be some really good sort of short-term trading opportunities coming. And just being ready for that. Okay. Now, if that does form in the markets there. So, and the same thing for silver, guys, right? So looking at silver, again, I would truly believe that looking at these markets, that we are getting ready for something truly amazing, right? So this major level of support and resistance all through here, which was support and resistance through there, as you can see. And now we got a bit of a much more shorter level, right? So somewhere through there. So this is the weekly chart. We came up, we came back down, and now we're almost getting towards this level. Now silver, as you can see, silver on the daily charts, we were starting to build up, but we had this big bar to the downside. Okay, so but one thing I'm seeing through here, as you can see, is what we're starting to really identify this really good strong upward trend, right? So really keep an eye out for this, guys, because I really truly believe there's gonna be some really, and not just within gold and silver, right? Because we're getting the same sort of thing, right? This pullback, I really believe this pullback here, especially we've got this sort of short-term support and resistance level coming all through there. So I believe there's going to be a bit of a higher low here soon. Not only that, but obviously same for the mining sector. Let's go back to the weekly charts. Remember I said before trades, we just want to understand where we're at. Okay? And the reason why is because it gives you a good understanding of what's going on, what's likely to come, and then you can start to devise a plan about how to take advantage of that. Make sense? So for me, personally, I do see this thing having a drop. This is having a drop to the downside. This is that whole resistance level through there around the 50% level. So to me, guys, this is actually get ready for the rocket ship, right? This is that little pullback, right? That little drop in the markets, and then we're probably getting ready for that big rocket ship to the upside coming out of these markets, right? So we have something like this, coming like that, have a bit of support, and then away we go to the upside. So get ready, guys. This little short-term, this drop in the markets, what a great buying opportunity it's going to create. And if you start to look at even a lot of the different gold and silver mining stocks, guys, you start to see that as well too. So looking at the GDX as well, and we're looking at the same situations, right? We had a move up. Now we're getting a move down. I believe this is the start of something really big. So this little short-term shake and bake that's happening right now, guys, it's probably nothing to be worried about. Now looking at things like SIL, once again, SIL, we had this major level of support and resistance through here, even down through here as well too. So even though we are getting a bit of a short-term drop through here, guys, I believe this, once again, I believe this is going to be a really good buying opportunity, guys, for some really big movement to the upside coming out of the markets from here. So there we go, traders. That's what I wanted to share with you in today's video, really focusing on looking at the actual gold and silver. This sort of short-term drop here, guys, is I believe is going to create a really good buying opportunity. And I just really want you to be focusing on these setups and patterns moving forward over the next few weeks, the next few months. So as we're starting to go through this bit of a drop, just stay emotionally calm, what's really going on, so you can take advantage of it.